Welcome back. We're coming to the grade 11 slot here, and we're talking about acids and bases. Now, I've got a table here that sort of gives us a distinction between acids and bases, and it's the most basic knowledge about acids and bases that you know, that were taught to you right from lower grades, I think even as far low down as grade 7. That's where it started, where you are told that acids will have a sour taste, whilst bases would have a bitter taste. And here we know that acids will cause color change in certain dyes, and these dyes would then be used as what we call indicators. Okay, that's when we begin to look deeper into the science here. In the same way that acids causes color changes in certain dyes, bases will also cause color changes in certain dyes as well. So those dyes finally becomes what we call indicators, okay, that will tell us whether a substance is an acid or a base. Okay, the acids will always neutralize bases. Oppositely, bases will neutralize acids, okay, when you put them together. Acids conduct electricity when dissolved in water because they form what we call ionic solutions. Okay, all right, and then bases as well, especially what we call alkali bases, when dissolved in water, they also conduct electricity because they form ionic solutions. Now, what are ionic solutions? These are solutions that contain ions, you know, the pluses and the minuses of certain elements. Those we call ions, charged atoms if you like. H plus is a charged atom of hydrogen. We call that an ion. Okay, hence we say this will be what we call ionic solutions, and those are the ones that will conduct electricity. Acids contain what we call hydrogen ions, and we call these protons. Now, why protons? You see that if I've got a hydrogen atom, neutral, it will be like that, but if it loses its one electron, it will have a 1+ charge. And that 1+ charge, remember, this is element number 1, so it has got 1 proton and 1 electron. So if that 1 electron is gone, basically what you are left with is a proton of hydrogen. So that's why we call hydrogen ions protons. So acids contain these protons. On the other side, we've got bases, and we know they feel soapy, all right, and they are soluble. These soluble bases are called alkalis. Like I said earlier on, it's the alkalis that dissolve in water and give you those ions and make these bases to be able to conduct electricity. Okay, an alkali forms hydroxide ions when dissolved in water. And what are hydroxide ions? Hydroxide ions are the OH- ions. And of course, those are the ions that are responsible for the conduction of electricity in solutions of bases. Now, getting deeper into acids, when an acid reacts with a metal, salt and hydrogen gas is formed. For example, if you've got hydrochloric acid reacting with zinc, you will form a salt. Zinc chloride is a salt, and then that is hydrogen gas. So generally, a salt and a hydrogen gas will be formed when an acid reacts with a metal. Next, when an acid reacts with a base, salt and water is formed. For example, nitric acid reacting with sodium hydroxide, being an alkali or a base, sodium nitrate, salt is formed, and water is also formed. If you have a reaction between a metal oxide and an acid, again you form a salt and water, HCl plus magnesium oxide, for example, in this one. And next, if you have got a reaction of an acid with a metal carbonate, like calcium carbonate, so we're taking nitric acid reacting there, you will form a salt, calcium nitrate. You will also form water, you will form carbon dioxide. So once we have got a carbonate in there, you know carbon dioxide is going to be formed, water will be formed, and a salt will also be formed. All right, and when we have a reaction of a metal hydrogen carbonate, for example, with an acid, here you've got sulfuric acid reacting with sodium bicarbonate. So it's a metal hydrogen carbonate here. If you have that happening, you'll form a salt. This is a salt of sodium sulfate, water, and carbon dioxide because of that carbonate there. Once you have a carbonate, you're going to form carbon dioxide. Substances with a pH of 7 are neutral, for example, water. With pH less than 7 are acidic. pH greater than 7, those are basic, all right? And we have what we call weak and strong acids. A strong acid is one that ionizes completely in solution or in water, and a weak acid will be one that ionizes only slightly in water. Okay, strong acids, examples, things like hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, sulfuric acid, those are strong acids. Weak acids, things like acetic acid and hydrogen carbonate, or what we call carbonic acid. Okay, those are what we call weak acids. So we have weak and strong acids, and we're going to explain further as we look at these acids and bases for grade 11. See you in the next section.